Hey guys, it's Andrea here from Crafter Support and welcome to the channel. If you're new, I'd love for you to subscribe. So today I'm going to share with you one of my most requested videos, which was how to explain weld. So what I'm going to do is do these short videos explaining each one of the options. There's weld, slice, attach, detach, group, ungroup, all of these things. But I wanted to start with weld because I think this is one of the ones that so many people have trouble with. So weld is basically what it says it is. When you weld something, it's a permanent bond. It doesn't, it would take a lot to make it undone. You'd have to, if you're using paper, you'd have to, once it's welded, you'd have to cut the paper, and weld is weld. So what I want you to do is pay attention to the right side of my computer screen here and really look at what happens when I click on the word or on the design and what weld is. So weld is just one word right now, but up on top it gives you the option to ungroup, which means ungroup each letter. And at the bottom you have different options. So you have slice, weld, attach, and flatten. Well, I want you to look at whenever I click ungroup at the top right, it's going to show me each and every letter that's in the word weld because they're now looked at as individual items. They're no longer looked at as one word. So when you ungroup something, you're going to be able to move just one part of that design. So now if I go up and if you look at the letter D where I moved it to, it has a black line. So right now it's 4 different cuts is what you would get out of this one right now. If you left it as it is, you tried to go and make it, it would cut 4 letters individually, and it wouldn't be in this design. You can see there's a black line right here. That means that it's an individual item. But once we go down here and click weld, that black line is going to go away and all of your options to the right have disappeared. So you can no longer group, ungroup, nothing. You only have, it's showing you it's a cut file and it's one item, and that is how it's going to cut whenever you go to make it. Now to go back on that, all you have to do is click the undo button, which is in the upper left hand corner. And you can see if you close the eyes, you can still, they can disappear because we undid the weld by using the back arrow. But once you click weld, the whole item is going to go away because it's no longer seen as 4 individual cuts. It's seen as one full cut as is. And if you save this, and I show you at the end, once you save this file, you cannot undo it. So you can't come back later and undo the weld. It will be a permanent weld. And where that becomes a problem that people sometimes use weld is like if they're designing maybe a birthday t-shirt or something and they put a number in and they later on want to come back and change the number to make another birthday shirt with the same design but a different number. They have to cut and slice, which is fine. You can do that, but it's just easier when you know what the tools are that are in Design Space for you to use. So again, when you weld and you save, you cannot come back on that. While you're still working on the project, you can click the back arrow as many times as you need to get back to the before it was welded. And as you see here again, when it's not welded, you can make all of those letters disappear individually. When it is welded, you only have one option. So I'm going to give you an example of when you would use weld creating something. So say I wanted to create a basic house shape. Maybe I'm doing a back to school thing and I want to make a little schoolhouse. I'm going to pull my square, I'm going to pull a triangle, and I'm just going to line them up. Now, when you weld something together, they have to be touching. So you have to make sure they're touching. You have to make sure that they're overlapping a little bit. So you can still see on the right how the triangle is its own cut file and the square is its own cut file. And it'll highlight on the right-hand side. It'll show you what file, like what cut you're looking at. When you highlight them both, you have the option to center them, whatever you want to do. Still, you have all these options. But whenever you come down to weld and you weld them together, you lose all those options. You can no longer do anything else to it. It's a solid permanent item. Now, if you want to get back to your options, all you have to do is click the undo button. And again, you can see how they just come apart. Again, once you click weld and save, you cannot get them apart again. So say you work on a project and you are using all sorts of different shapes and words and things, and it's going to be all one project. Maybe you're building like a design and you click save. You can't come back and undo that last item that you put in, or you might come back later and look and be like, oh, I really don't like that. I want to change this. You're not able to do that without extra work and slicing and things like that. So here, if you click make it without weld, you have two pieces. If you weld it, you lose the option to move the two pieces. So now it's only one piece, and that is your only option, is one piece to cut, and it's going to cut exactly like that. So I hope that that's like, that you understand that it's not, weld is the permanent one. That's how I like to explain it. It's just like you're welding. If you know anything about mechanics, they weld something, it's for a permanent bond. They don't want it to come apart. And here I'm just showing you, once I save it in Design Space, you can't undo it. So I click save here. I renamed it. I'm going to go up to a new project, so this one disappears. And then I'm going to go to my projects again, because that's where I saved it. I'm going to click on it, click customize, because that's how you get back to your project. And if you look up, there's no other options. I can do nothing with this project. I can't change it in any way possible because I've welded it together. Does that make sense? I hope that was easily understood. That was kind of like my goal, is to do mini videos so you guys can actually see exactly what happens with each project when you're using all those. So my next one is going to be on attach. So I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. I'll know to make more, and join our Facebook group at Crafter Support. And I hope you're all having a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.